Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor, opposing counsel, my name is John Marks, and you just heard the case of the State of Illinois versus Mr. Patrick Hopper. As you will recall, I stated in my opening remarks that Mr. Hopper is protected by an assumption of innocence and will remain so unless or until you come from your final deliberations to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the two charges levied against him by the state: burglary and theft. Ladies and gentlemen, the state would have you believe that Mr. Hopper is a young man harboring a grudge and animosity towards his teacher, Mr. Smith, after receiving a failing grade on a test. They would have you believe that Mr. Hopper is more than capable of breaking into the Smith residence and stealing an autographed Michael Jordan basketball jersey. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is not the case at all. You heard testimony from Ms. Parsons, his guidance counselor, that Mr. Hopper is a good boy both on and off the court. He's very good at basketball. In fact, he's amazing at it. He is so good that he is receiving a scholarship for his talent and devotion to the sport. When Mr. Hopper went to the Smith residence, his only intention was to return a math test, nothing more. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard testimony from Officer Charles. He stated that no item was reported stolen on the day of the alleged crime. He also pointed out that Mr. Smith had the opportunity to report items stolen but did not do so. In fact, Mr. Smith merely filed an insurance claim for the stolen property. Mrs. Smith stated that she saw Mr. Hopper in the library on the day of the alleged crime, yet if she saw that, wouldn't she then return to the library to check and see if this precious heirloom was missing? Ladies and gentlemen, you also heard testimony from Detective Alex Wright about alleged phone conversations between Mr. Hopper and a teammate. The state speculates that these conversations were about plans to get even with Mr. Smith. However, even after expert analysis of Mr. Hopper's phone records, as well as speculation about conversations to plot against Mr. Smith, Detective Wright admitted that there is no way to know what these conversations were about. As far as he knows, as I stated during my cross-examination, any phone call that Mr. Hopper would have made could have gone to voicemail, yet the phone record would have still shown a call being made. Can we really seal Mr. Hopper's fate on that? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hopper just became an adult. His entire life is ahead of him. I submit to you that there were many people that went in and out of the Smith residence on the day of the open house. It is almost impossible to keep track of everyone, and it is possible that a stranger could have stolen what is obviously a valuable item. In summation, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you cannot prove that Mr. Hopper is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because reasonable doubt exists. I submit to you that in your final deliberation, you find the defendant, Mr. Patrick Hopper, not guilty. And I would like to thank you for your interest in serving justice in your duties as U.S. citizens.